Well, wow. Look who's waiting for me. There's the puppies. There's Ginger Baby. Wow. Hey, the whole gang is waiting on Daddy. Hey, good Monday morning on Ice Age TV. And do we have the whole gang over here? Is Gypsy and Prince over here? Where is Scotty Boy? I don't know. So here we are on a beautiful Monday morning on the last week of January. And Monday morning there, and wow, huge difference. I'm only one layer deep. It's supposed today basically be 50 degrees. Calling the high of 48. So the whole look, the whole taking forever to get dressed is all changing in front of our eyes. Hey, is Gypsy out there? Gypsy baby. All right, well, where is Scout? I don't know. Hey, there's Ginger Baby. So we can get her in. So I can say, I think the smartest thing to do is just get all the big dogs in. We get the little guys going, and I can come back, and I can get the other two out here in a second. So let's just see how this all kind of plays out here. And come on, pups. Scouty! Come on, Scout. Let's get the puppies in. And like I say, wow, big difference on temperatures. Come here, Tang. Come on. Tang, Tang. Come on, Will. Come on, Will. Come on, Ginger. So it's kind of weird. We only have half the pack here. Tango! So I guess the others, which that kind of throws off everything here because it makes it a little bit more challenging of these guys being content to behave. So I don't know. I guess I'm just going to go back to the house and get the other dogs. And then we'll bring these guys back out, I guess. So I guess that's what we'll do. Just kind of leave Ginger and Scout out of the, or I should say Ginger and Tango. Willow. Can't keep all the dogs' names straight. Too many damn dogs, right? Wow, what a brutal, brutal day yesterday. Come on, let's go to the house. Want to go to the house? Come on, pups. Come on, puppies. Come on. Hey, Diesel. Diesel's so trained to go in there and eat. Come on, Diesel. So, yeah. Let's go to the house. Come on, let's go to the house. We'll get the other dogs and come back out. But man almighty, brutal. Talk about just a brutal day to watch football if you're a Commanders fan or if you're a Buffalo Bills fan. But, you know, the Buffalo Bill, hey, there's Scouty. Hey, Scouty, but where's Tango? And where is Gypsy and Prince? Come on, where's Gypsy and Prince? Come on, Tang, Tang. Well, I guess for the moment, we'll just kind of keep it going this direction. And I'll just have to come back out, I guess, as I get the other puppies, too. So we'll just have to take a time out here. The wife is in the car, so now I see what's going on. She's got to go to work. So this car is running, so I got to turn this off. I forget that if she gets filmed, so I ain't going to do that. So we'll be back shortly. Come on, let's go. Come on, pups. Let's go. Come on, let's go outside. Everybody go outside. Come on, pups. Come on, puppies. Time to go out. Wow, big difference, huh? When you got all the doggies going out with you. What do you got? 2, 4, 6. Another 2. We're in the barn. Come on. Let's go to the barn there. All right, wife's gone. So she didn't get seen. Otherwise, she'd be like, take that video down. Demands. She'd be calling me saying, take that video down. Oh, wow. So as I was saying, the games yesterday just make you want to vomit. If you're a serious fan, watching how the Commanders just fell apart. All the things that could go wrong went wrong. And then somebody predicted that these little calls would go to the Kansas City Chiefs' favor and that the Buffalo Bills wouldn't make it because it'd be the refs favored these calls to Kansas City and not to the Buffalo Bills. So it's Mahomes and Hurts in another yet Super Bowl. Come on, Pop, let's go. You hungry? Are you hungry? Come on, Tang. Tang, Tang. Tango. Tango's on a mission. Come on. All right, everybody. But at the same time, you got to give credit to the Eagles. They played a good game. I mean, they got incredible talent, so it's easy to be mean. And I put on my post yesterday, I'm making shorty videos and other things that, hey, congratulations to the Eagles for playing a good game. And the Commanders did well this year, so glimmer of hope will now be a much more consistent playoff NFC contender. And we haven't been that for years under the Dan Snyder terrible organization. Come on, puppies! So these two guys are really good. Hungry? Mm-hmm. So I'm getting them trained, right? So come on, Scout. Scout and Tango. Let's get you guys upstairs so that the others can have breakfast in peace and quiet, right? So get this door open and that door open. And all right, get on up there. But big difference in the weather. It's incredible. Oh, there's good old Princey. Good boy. I mean, huge difference in the temperatures. We're finally getting a little bit of a breather. Come here, Gypsy. Come here. Come here, baby. Come here. So you see happens here is that's a good job. Good old Rebel is pinning her down so that she can't get out. Come on, no. She's out this door. So Rebel did his job. So we got them all locked down. So wow. So now let's get the food bowls going. Hey. All right, time to eat. Let me get over here. If I can get in here, stinkers. Ouch. We got a big paw there, buddy. Big paws. All right. Already got some food in there for you, ready to go. So let's do this here. Come here, over here. Come on over here. These guys just eat like crazy, man. I've got them trained now to come back for treats all the time. So, whoa, watch out, babe. Watch out. You're in my way, Gypsy. And that works really well. Because they know when I shake the bag of treats, it's time to get a treat. And they really like that. I put out some blankets last night. Hey, stop it. And hey, don't do that, Rebel. Rebel, stop it. And here you go. Here you go, Pop. There you go. There you go. Take that right there, buddy. So now these guys can stay down here and eat. Whew. Oh my gosh. What a day, right? What a weekend. And we're on the upswing. Thank goodness. In some ways, but in other ways, not so good. In my business, I make more money in the winter months with really cold weather. So now it gets to be mild. It's like the lights turn off. So to me, it's kind of a love-hate thing because I'll be happy we get warm weather, but then I'll be happy my company's not making as much money. So it's just life and business. I'm sure the ski resorts have been enjoying this weather around here. Yeah, we have ski resorts within an hour's drive in this area. So they've probably done extremely well. And I've had a lot of fun. I have all that snowboarding. So I still have my cold still. I just took Alka-Seltzer. That stuff makes you feel like crap. So I just had to have that stuff. Kind of get me from being so congested up. It's early in the morning, so you kind of hear it through my voice. That's what's going on, and I just think to myself, what do you talk about? There's so many things to talk about. It's beyond believable. I mean, it really is. There's so many things that are going on around us. And I guess, I've been kind of focused on Elon Musk, Donald Trump, but yet at the same time, Indian Motorcycles has released their new Power Plus line of motorcycles with a new 112 cubic inch motor that is supposed to be really nice, refined, better. And they have the technology on that motorcycle now where it has crash avoidance, rear collision warning, lane assist, or I should say, I guess when somebody's coming up on your side, it lets you know that somebody's next to you, and more lean control, and once again, a more powerful motorcycle. And it's interesting that really is a cool technology. They'll probably have what BMW's already put in their motorcycles, adaptive cruise control, which I'm sure that's right around the corner for Indian. There's probably just holding out for the next greatest thing, next year's release. But what's interesting on that is that the colors for the Indian motorcycle is very, very lame. They have like a black one. This is for the Roadmaster, so this is specific to the Power Plus Roadmaster series, and I would imagine the Challenger series as well. But it's really just a select few bikes that have this technology, the bagger cruiser bikes they have. And once again, what's really intriguing about Indian versus Harley Davidson is the color options. So for Indian, it's basically you get a black motorcycle, or you're going to get the primer gray look motorcycle. And that I'm talking about the Roadmaster. Not so sure about the Challenger series. And they bring something else with a little bit more flavor, maybe down the road. But then you go to the Harley side, and now that the days have passed since they had the big reveal of the new Harleys, and dealerships are getting these motorcycles in, it's very obvious that Harley-Davidson really has just put it to the metal to bring incredibly cool looking motorcycles with incredibly cool paint schemes. I mean, I will give credit that at first I kind of thought the 2025 Harleys really weren't that exciting, but now starting to see some of the color combinations that they're putting on their new Harleys, on the Street Glide and Road Glide and the CVO, and the new Street Glide Ultra, which is really the old limited package where it has the rear tour pack. I give Harley credit that they really do have some really fancy, cool looking motorcycles. And especially the CVO, that has a really cool paint theme. The blue streak is really cool, and how they did the little graphics on it. And then the Street Glide Ultra, which that used to be called, you could buy a 2025 or 2024 brand new redesigned Harley Davidson last year, but then you could add the rear tour pack, and they called it, can't remember what they called the name of that, but you yourself accessorized the bike on your own. Well, this year they decided to make the accessorize the bike right out of the gate by giving you the new Street Glide Ultra, where it has the rear tour pack. So for your passenger, it has a nice rear back seat and a nice rear trunk. And it'll be interesting to see if they go like next year for a CVO Ultra, where they do more of a fancier job. So many ways, I kind of wish they didn't ever sell that beautiful silver used CVO limited that I had, because on the higher end CVOs, they have more lighting. Those tour packs have lighting all around it. It has LED lighting. It just has more of a really cool flavor to it. The lowers, so they brought back the lowers for the Ultra. So they've done a really good job. So, but the Street Glide Ultra, to me, it's still missing that really cool lighting package, which you can add all that. So it really is a good looking bike. It has 117 motors. So Harley-Davidson is right there with Indian in so many ways. But in another aspect, if you're really the safety conscious guy, you want all this new technology, which I can promise you will be recalls. It may be freak out mode sometimes if something isn't operating correctly, when it has your lane, warning, and your rear collision, or, whatever front. I mean, there's a lot that you can look on their website under the new Power Plus series. And the new 112 motor is supposed to be one of their best design engines to date, even though the 116 motor on the Indian, I thought, was a really badass, cool motor and really a nice, sweet bike. So, but here's the thing, like I was just saying a moment ago, on the Indian side, you just don't get a lot of flavor in how you can pick and choose your colors. And I think the Harley-Davidson does a better job. But I will say this, that Indian, in my views, is the better motorcycle comfort-wise and area-wise. So if you're a big person, if you're 6 foot or bigger, the Indian motorcycle in the Bagger series is a much more comfortable motorcycle. It's a bigger platform, and the bike is balanced better, and it's just overall a really, really nice motorcycle. And you're getting a lot of motorcycle for the amount of money you're paying compared to a Harley with that same setup and technology. You can only imagine if Harley goes that direction and gives you an Ultra CVO with all that technology, you're going to be probably $60,000, $50,000. I would say 50, because the new CVO is 45. The CVO ST. I haven't looked up the price of the CVO ST, and I was talking yesterday about how I really was kind of wrong and thinking that they would release the CVO ST maybe down the road, but forgetting a year ago they released the CVO ST, and I bought one of these a year ago. If you've watched my channel, I traded in my Indian Challenger Elite series, which I'm sure a lot of people thought I was crazy for doing, to get the Harley-Davidson CVO ST, and I don't miss that Challenger motorcycle. I really don't. This CVO ST is so much fun. The only complaint I have, which I need to change out, the clutch. The clutch is so stiff. It really does wear you out. So, once again, just a little overview of the new Indian product. I've owned the Indian, still have some Indians. I mean, it's a good product. It isn't the same as the Harley-Davidson infrastructure, and it just isn't, you don't have that same just dealers everywhere, but not so much anymore. A lot of dealers are threading, or, a lot of dealers are disappearing. So it is getting thinner for the Harley-Davidson platform, but there's still tons out there. All right, enough about that. Now, going back to Elon Musk, it blows me away. I'm just stumped. Really stumped that Elon Musk, being the guy that wants to go in and do the government efficiency, the Department of Government Efficiency, and he wants to really cut down the expenses and overhead and eliminate this, eliminate that. And I'm really surprised that he hasn't thought through more clearly on him wanting to support Donald Trump, wanting to force all these federal employees to go back to work. It really is foolish. It is so foolish. Right now is truly the time, because it's 5 years later that so many people have acclimated to living a different lifestyle and working for the federal government. And I feel for those people that are going to be forced to go back to work. I feel for them is because they've made financial decisions thinking that probably would never end. And you just think of a person, a couple that had a baby, maybe now have 2 kids, and you think, wow, with them now being obligated to go into work, they now have to start paying for childcare, or they have to find a mother, their father or mother, or a friend, or whoever they know to help take care of a child. And that's very expensive. If you have pets, as you saw in my video yesterday, I made a video about how I ran into the dog, take care of your dogs. They do daytime day sitting and day walking and grooming. And the Woozy, I think it was called the Woozy, I can't remember. But they now you have dogs, you're going to have to arrange for somebody to take care of your dogs because you're going to a federal job where you no longer work at your house. And then I'm sure many people downsized and how many cars they had, or they changed the type of car they had or whatever. But now, as you as an individual, you're going to have to now get back in the routine of going to work and driving a car and putting miles on it and buying fuel and maintaining it. And if you live in this area, you may have to be paying toll road fees and maybe even parking fees downtown. So instantly, for many of these people, a $10,000 increase in bills, I think is very conservative. You could be talking, somebody could be talking 20 grand more a year instantly of expenses out of their pocket. So for Elon Musk, I'm blown away that he wouldn't say to others and really hit home to Donald Trump, we don't want to put these people back in this bureaucracy in D.C. We want to just clean that out. We want to sell these buildings or release them to other businesses. And we want to offer the government employees an opportunity to continue to stay home, but you're going to take a pay cut. Yes, you're going to take a pay cut. And you think it through, how many times have you heard federal employees getting pay cuts versus hearing about all the people in business? Who doesn't know a friend or family that doesn't work for a company that new ownership comes in, new management comes in, whatever it may be, the times of change are here, and they take a pay cut. This is huge. I know this for a fact. For the Coons organization, I know of personal people that were GMs of dealerships that have left ever since Asbury Automotive Group came in because their pay is half. Their pay is half now. So they moved on. So if you're really creative, Elon Musk, if you're listening to me, you go to all these government employees and say, here's our options. Let's see what wins out and what makes more sense. So you can stay home. We're going to get rid of all these federal buildings and you're going to take a pay cut. And people will be like, no way. Okay, well, then you're going to come back to work in the office, and it's going to go back to old days, and you're going to need a huge pay raise, which you're not going to get. So you're going to get a pay cut anyways. Hello. I mean, so if you have to spend 10 grand, 20 grand more a year, you just got a pay cut because of your different lifestyle of working. So for Elon Musk, he could literally instantly do a huge savings in the payrolls of the federal government. And he can get rid of this bureaucracy downtown. I mean, sincerely, why wouldn't you go that direction? I just can't believe that Elon Musk is fixated on wanting to go back to the old ways of putting everybody back in the office when the whole infrastructure of all you hear about is the data centers. All you hear about is this build out of technology like never ever seen, where you and I can remotely work borderline anywhere if our jobs are computer driven. And for the technology coming through that is unbelievable. Let me get some coffee. Sorry for me having to clear my throat. That's got that freaking cold still, just getting through it. So, well, here you go. The constant playing with one another. I was telling Julia last night that Prince is the one dog that I think could probably have gone. We could have just picked him up. I said this last night in my video, that we could have just probably brought Prince home and no other dog, and he would probably have just been okay. He's so kind of independent and content and just doing his own thing, because these other three are always playing with one another, and Prince just kind of goes off to his own little area and just hangs out and doesn't really interact as much. And here's good old Rebel tearing up my moving blankets, which are really nice to have when I take my motorcycles and cars, and you can throw these things over the bikes to protect them in case they, God forbid, fell over or something. But anyway, so for Elon Musk, I'm stumped. And for me as a person, for those that are in business in this area that can benefit from more people going back to work, and the infrastructure of you setting up shop to be a deli or a laundromat or just a paraphernalia store, whatever it may be, restaurants, you are going to win in this DC area if truly the infrastructure of all the people left come back into the city. So it's a big win if you're looking to create another business. And if anybody out there in the DC area, if this gains any traction and you really have the forte of being a restaurant owner or being a, what niche you could look at that would cater to people going back to work and working in DC, the parking management garage. So I was good friends with a gentleman named Mason Harris. He's actually a very big he's a very much a spoken public speaker. He's used to be part of the Mid-Atlantic Payphone Association. He was the president of that, so I know him on a personal basis because he was in the public telephone business, and he himself evolved out of the public telephone business into the public speaking and helping motivate people in going to businesses and trying to help direction to businesses. He's a very dynamic guy. But his wife was part of the family that owned the parking management, PMI or something like that, parking management garages. I think it was PMG, in this DC Metro, even Baltimore, New York. So the family had the control when you went downtown and you had to park in a garage, and you had an attendant that took money from you, and they managed all these parking garages. Well, when the pandemic came in, that went poof, goodbye. That company went bankrupt. So you don't even hear those stories anymore about how all these parking management companies, they all went broke because nobody drove downtown anymore. There's so many people went broke, it's incredible. So, and once again, going back to talking about those who can be rewarded, well, heck, if you want to be a company that now wants to restart a parking management garage, there you go. That's a huge opportunity in areas that maybe the people haven't shown back up and are supposed to. Because you got Amazon want everybody back. I think Chase Bank wants everybody back. You have a lot of these big corporations that are really forcing their hand more than ever to force people to come back. But as I just said, why wouldn't Elon take my idea and evaluate and run with it? Because he's the guy digging through all the nonsense in the government, like the NGO, the non-government organizations that took abused all the people's tax monies to take taxpayers' monies to really push the woke agenda, the DEI, and he's exposing on how many people create these non-governmental organizations, like non-profit organizations per se, and they took these monies just to push ideology and agendas. And so he's now, cracking that open. And so then moving on from Elon Musk, what's really interesting here is how the constant conversation of this OpenAI, all the artificial intelligence, all the data centers, Sam Altman, Larry Ellison, this guy Masayoshi, or whatever his name's son of SoftBank, how they're really wanting to build out massive artificial intelligence data centers. Meanwhile, over in China, there's this young man, 40 years old, born in 1985, that his name is like Ling Wufang, I think, like Lianeg or something, and Wufang. He's a very successful investor guy that has millions of dollars, and he has created his own Deepseek open AI. I should say he's created his own artificial intelligence company called Deepseek. You can go to the app on your Apple phone. You can type in Deepseek, and you'll see he has an app that is artificial intelligence competing against, OpenAI and Grok, and there's a lot of other companies out there pushing that you can now download to your phone and have artificial intelligence assistance to figuring things out and doing things. But what's really interesting about this young man is he's building out infrastructure and technology at a fraction of the cost. He spent $5 million to build out his artificial intelligence. OpenAI has spent like $100 million. And so there's a lot of eyebrows being raised. He used 2,000 NVIDIA semiconductor chips to create his Deepseek, most recent R1, and now he has he has like an NV3 or V3, something like that, to be at, close to a level of OpenAI and some other ones that are pretty advanced right now. But the article is more or less about how it's opening eyes up that OpenAI use tens of thousands of NVIDIA expensive chips. And this guy, hey, don't do that. No, don't wreck my thing. No, dude, stop it. You're already ruining it. God dang it. No, get out of there. No, he's already put a hole in it. Go chew on something else. Jeez, you got a bone over here. So it's talking about how the investors are now getting a little concerned that China is going to start maybe pulling ahead of us. So this Berkeley, California's university did a study here recently of who has the better open AI or who has the better artificial intelligence. And believe it or not, this Deepseek was in the top 10 and it outdid Grok, XAI, which is Elon Musk. It's a better performing artificial intelligence app. It didn't outdo OpenAI. But once again, the real reason I'm talking about this is there's now many people kind of stepping back that are getting all caught up in this NVIDIA and these other companies that are pounding their fists. They're going to be the next greatest, latest thing of artificial intelligence. Meanwhile, China is advancing, even though we have sanctions against, like NVIDIA per se, of getting the door or having the open door policy to sell them the technology. But Chinese are, somehow circumventing that and getting the technology. And so it's a very much, for those investing into the high-tech market, the artificial intelligence market, they're now saying, whoa, these Chinese may do this at a fraction of the cost, which would then undermine our own stateside infrastructure. And as we all know, it's in so many ways a pipe dream to think that the artificial intelligence is going to explode as fast as so many want it to do, because we just don't have the energy. All right, that's pretty much it on that, because I'm up to like 30 minutes. I got a very busy day. I got appointments. I got to go places. I got to do things. And I just don't really want to go over 30 minutes. And I think I already am. So I'm just going to leave it at that. Just like to share ideas, views, thoughts of what's going on. And I'm just very intrigued at this time. Elon Musk being in charge of things. And I think he's going the wrong direction. I just think, and I'm sure there's so many federal employees right now are just sick to their stomach thinking that's go back to old ways, sitting in traffic. I mean, I know the routine. I live here. There's people that drive from West Virginia that spend, no lie, 4 hours a day driving to D.C. because they can only afford the less expensive home and lifestyle out in West Virginia versus this Northern Virginia area that it's too expensive for them. So it's going to be very interesting to see how it moves forward. And when is really the deadline? And what's really funny is I did read, which I was laughing to myself, that the goal is, and I don't think this is the federal government, but the goal is over the next 3 years that they're going to get more people back into the office to work. Hey, stop it. I'm thinking 3 years? So this is a 3-year plan to get everybody back in the office? Oh my gosh. I don't know. That was like, is that the federal government or just in general of many, many businesses? Who the hell knows? All right, that's it. I talk a lot, don't I? God bless. Have a great day. Stay tuned for more adventures on Ice Age TV.